You can do it, boys. I believe in you.
Good.
I believe we are live.
If anybody's watching, welcome to the absolute chaos. No idea how this is going to unfold. But Jack is in Orlando at Printing United. We're joined by Andy Mines of Guinness.
Hello.
And Luke in the Wild. Hey.
Well,
Hey.
how are we?
How are you, Jack Gocher? Who's actually Matt?
I feel like I'm living Jack as a younger person in his biography.
Not as good looking,
obviously, or wise.
Hello, Karis and Karis.
How are you, Karis?
I'm very well, thank you.
How are you enjoying the show?
It's fantastic. Such a buzz. It's still super busy and still haven't seen the whole thing.
Here's other Karis. I want both of you, right?
Here's the Karis. Hello.
How are you, Karis?
I'm very well, thank you.
What is your role at this show?
So this week we are basically an extension or part of the communications team, helping Amanda and the rest of the team and the marketing guys who have been amazing. And also we also have some of our own clients here. So it's a very, very, very busy week of wearing different hats and not getting enough sleep, but loving it, but not a fedora.
So Karis did something quite exciting yesterday.
I did.
Do you want to explain
What did you do, Karis?
So every year the Alliance and Expo host Student Day, where they welcome in a load of students from local colleges, the universities, and they give them a tour, different booths, participate, and it's just such an amazing way for them to kind of get an introduction to the industry. And I was helping to host the tours, so I spent the day with a group of students, and it was fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
It was great to see them all walking around. I have to say, the Printing United people are really professional with them, aren't they? They're very cool. They're very cool. They're really good at doing this.
Yeah, they were just so excited and really engaged, had a hit list of what they wanted to see. They were picking up all the print samples. There was a really big mix of designers, and a lot of the companies were also open to speaking to them about career opportunities as well, which was amazing. So they were getting in front of the big wigs that they would need to speak to that they'd never get in front of normally. So it was great.
Does America have the same issue with the UK in terms of the next generation? And is that as much of a driver?
Yeah, there's still definitely an aging workforce. There's a skills gap that's still the same overseas. I think they seem to, just from yesterday, be slightly ahead in terms of the participation with the colleges. The colleges seem to be a lot more on board. Printing United Alliance have an iLearning portal, which students can become members and they can have access to all these training kind of courses and things. And the lecturers and the teachers are very proactive with forwarding them all these courses that are available. So I think that's something that we could maybe see implemented more in the UK.
Yeah, I'm not an expert, but I would just add to that there's a real difference. I think they've got these great graphic communications courses, but maybe don't do things like apprenticeships in the same way we do. So we've got really different kind of paths, I think, to the industry.
They have a thing called 529, which is where parents put money into a pot, and that can be used to spend on internships, as they call them.
So there's stuff that we can take from there and implement into the UK then, yeah?
It was really amazing to be part of it yesterday, and yeah, really motivating to see us all trying to get a new generation in the industry. And lots of women. There was my group. I had about 9 students, and there was about 60% were women. So that was amazing as well.
That is amazing.
And they participated in the Women in Print Alliance lunch too.
I saw that the strapline is the most dynamic and comprehensive printing event in the world. Has it lived up to the hype?
I would say so. I think it has every area of the print industry in one hall, which is quite impressive, and just the scale of the booths, the technology on show, it does such a buzz, and I think I would say so. I might be a bit biased.
Obviously, there's been a couple of machinery releases, and Karis has been around the industry for a number of years, and in her time at Print Monthly and stuff. What has been the most exciting new bit of kit that Karis has seen?
Good question. It's been interesting now I'm on the PR and communication side. I'm less at the forefront of those announcements. I'm kind of focusing on other areas of the event. But there's been a big Canon launch. There's a new XL Colorado. So I think that seemed to have garnered quite a big buzz. There's the HP launch just opposite us now. So I wouldn't be able to say which one's caught my eye, but there's definitely been a lot of kind of big announcements and launches at the show. That's what I can say.
Yeah. the Canon one. So right at the start of the show on Wednesday, it was like the big turn. It was the first time it had ever been turned on, apparently. That's basically the Colorado M series, but it's a 3.2 meter version and it's hybrid.
Yep.
But whereas the smaller ones aren't, they're just roll to roll.
I think, that's the thing with a show of this scale is they're able to launch the bigger footprint machines. So you do tend to see the physically larger machines launching at this sort of event.
Yeah. Although we do see there are some printers that have already been launched because they haven't been seen in the US. So as far as they're concerned, that's the worldwide launch.
There's a few that are having their US debut that launched at FESPO as well.
Yeah. It's a big thing. I think Ramaki have a new, their industrial UJF printers. That looks quite cool.
I have a new packaging machine.
You could go and look at the HP. You can go and have a look at it. You want to see an HP? It's
Yeah,
right
go
there.
for it.
I'm going to do it. I'm then we're going to go and talk to some other people. There it is. Look,
Yeah,
it's a
let's have a
printer.
look.
But much more interesting than a printer.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello.
How are you doing?
How are you? Andy's got Megan with him.
Just in case somebody doesn't know you, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Hello, guys. It's Colin here, the online print coach, coming live from
Who?
Orlando.
Who is it?
And with a special guest.
I'm Maurice from Pitch Black Printing in Reno, Nevada.
I'm Megan from the same.
Can't miss Megan.
Nice.
Megan and
Megan.
Maurice are part of Colin's print mastermind group.
Which stands have impressed you most, Colin?
I would say Styles and the AI Pavilion has been fantastic. So many new ideas to come back to the UK with. So many to choose. There's 850 to choose from. It's so definitely here.
Colin came with about 1,500 business cards. He's down to his last 3. He's
Fantastic.
the networking genius.
Working like a beast.
Maurice and Megan, I mean, you probably looked around a bit more than Colin has, actually. I'm going to try and get the angle right. What have you been here to look for? What's been impressive?
To make things more efficient and just anything to help at all. Some of the stuff has been impressive. Canon versus the Arizona XL. Colorado.
Yeah, that's if you look a good machine.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Not the one.
No, well, what do you? Yes, you're a traditional print company, aren't you? You sort of,
Digital, small digital, we do some wide format and specialize in art prints and photography prints. And so there's a scene actually by the camp area that
cool. Good. And the,
They are tempted by the Arizona. What's going to take to get them to commit? What's going to make them invest?
we would
say it's a. I'll go and look at it. It is a big machine. It's 3.2.
it is the size of a bus.
So what large format do you have?
We had a Canon image program, but that thing we could get from Impasto on oil painting.
We'd probably have to get the smaller if we were to get one.
Cool. Oh, thanks for that. I'm going to go back to Colin. There you go, Colin. So Colin's you've got 5 podcasts you're recording today.
Yeah.
He's putting us to shame, guys. He churns out these podcasts.
Yeah, no, it's been a crazy week. And the reason I've not been on the expo floor is because we've been doing a lot of other things around. So Tuesday we had Media Day, which was full on, and we had 8 interviews on Tuesday with various OEMs around the show. Wednesday I was speaking and running a couple of the mastermind sessions called Spill the Ink. And then today's podcast day, so yeah, I've got 5 podcasts recording here in the booth just behind us there. You can just about see. So it's a really cool studio set up as well here. So yeah, it's going to be full on right till the end, but it's been amazing, hasn't it, Joe?
It's incredible. The Spill the Ink is a really good innovation to have in the show. It's just a series of tables, sort of people like Colin being facilitators, a bit like the IPIA Big Breakfast thing, where and in real life, somebody brings a topic to the table, like, well, you've been in it. You explain a bit more what it is.
Yeah, it's not dissimilar to what we do weekly in Print Mastermind as well, but yeah, we have 15 tables set up here, round tables for about 8. And each of the Expo All-Stars, myself included, become moderators on each table. There's a selection of things to discuss, which when people sit down, they can choose what they want to kind of pick from the list. And then we just moderate and facilitate that conversation. So, it's been amazing. A really good session yesterday. Some poor guy came and sat at my table who was also a business coach. So we had some really interesting conversations, but it was nice actually. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Fantastic.
There seems to be like a big push on AI, and then but everybody that we've spoken to so far is talking about the hardware and actually seeing the printers. So how has that kind of translated from people being there to invest and buy equipment to actually having the conversations and AI integrating into all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing. So there's a guy here called Steve Metcalf, who is an absolute AI genius. And the Alliance have kind of launched this AI printing consultancy as well. So I think for me yesterday the big takeaway was actually just identifying new tools that I hadn't even heard of before, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the playing about playing about this as well. But yeah, listen, everyone's looking for ways to automate their processes and win back some time, and obviously just kind of have the ability to make more data-driven decisions. These guys should know what it is that allow them to do that. So obviously, better workflows, buy back some time, and get a bit more profitability into the business.
Enjoy the rest of your time.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of the time. Enjoy your podcast.
I always worry when I see them laughing that much at the camp.
I'm here, I know. No, you don't want to hear. It's fine.
Good to see you guys.
So how's life in the UK?
Rainy.
It's not rainy where Luke is, and Manchester's dry.
Well, yesterday was an absolute barrage. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was really
driving into the office at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and the car just did not want to stay in a straight line. It was absolutely insane at some points.
That's what happens when you're doing 120 mile an hour.
As if I'd do that. I was driving 70 miles an hour.
On a 30.
So what is it like when there's a big show like this happening? Is it any quieter in the UK, or is it like no different?
Don't think it's any different.
For me, I've not seen any difference.
No.
Yeah. If anything, it's been busier, but obviously you're seeing a lot more different stuff when you are logging on to LinkedIn and seeing the socials, looking at people's press releases and stuff.
What are people saying about the state of print in over in Miami? Is it similar to what we're experiencing in the UK?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned AI, Matt. That's massive here, and I think the whole software space is the thing that seems to be what everyone's talking about. I've even had one of the printer manufacturers say that people are much more interested about the software than they are the output device. Used the analogy that so he used the analogy that you're so used to having Apple CarPlay or Android, whatever the Android one is. If your car doesn't do that, you're probably going to get a different car anyway, because that's kind of the most important thing you want to as part of your entertainment system. And it's much the same here. So if printers don't have the sort of software and the capabilities, the workflow capabilities you want, then you just go and get a different printer. And that might be one for Andy would have a better view on that, I guess.
Yeah, I think people are looking at those higher end software. So it's like your Onyx and Caldera. But they still fall a little bit behind, I think, the small format software, where it's a little bit more involved, variable data, those kind of things. I don't think it's really taken off too well within the large format space, although some can do it, but I just don't think people use it to its full potential. But I think, productivity, quick sets, all those kind of things, that's what people are looking at within software, really. Quick wins.
I think I'm just sort of walking over, so I can remember where the Canon stand is, because probably is worth looking at this printer. It's quite smart.
Yeah, I heard about it actually a few weeks ago following the UK show, the print show, and that was the next big thing to come out. So be interesting to see that one.
Is there anything that's blown your mind, Jack, in terms of? I always feel like America's one step ahead of us. Like obviously we've just done the print show in the UK. Is there anything that's like really different and really kind of pace setting?
I think the way this is the machine, by the way. There aren't really too many brand new machines that haven't been seen anywhere else. I guess maybe something to do with the time of year. I don't know. I mean, trade shows are trade shows, isn't it? I mean, it is incredibly well organised. But I think with this show, it's big, and because it's tied in with the sort of the Printing United Alliance, which is pretty much all the large format commercial print trade associations merged into one. They've got the most members, and this is the one they all come to. They have sort of little regional events during the rest of the year, but this is the one that everyone seems to come to. And everyone here, literally every person I've spoken to on the stand, is just, they love it. They really love coming to this show. And it's almost in my head think, well, why is the UK shows not as popular in that sense? I mean, these guys are travelling from thousands of miles away to come here. And whereas, our NEC shows are barely more than 2 hours from anybody. And they're excited to get a couple of thousand in. So I don't understand what something's happened in our market that will stop people from coming to trade shows. And is it because you have international shows like this are easy to get to and there's more people here, or what? I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything there that we don't have?
I really don't think so. It's all the same You can see just looking around. I could be at Festival. I could even be at the print show. They have nicer. They have nicer things above. The little spinning. Everyone has one of those, which I thought actually at the print show there was a lot more of that sort of investing in the higher.
Yeah, hanging signage.
Those things. Yeah, hanging signage. Thanks, Matt. And it just seems a little bit more. I mean, I think it's the last day today. Everyone looks a bit jaded and maybe not quite the same buzz as it was earlier in the week.
What's the general feel amongst the exhibitors? As in, are people converting leads and sales there? People feeling like it's been a good show?
Yeah, somebody was saying they had 200 good leads on the first day, and I can't remember who it was. Yeah, no, the first day was definitely the day. I mean, that was the doors opened, it was full. You couldn't really talk to anybody because everyone was talking to somebody, and I think that was really when it was all happening. The other thing about this show, there's a lot going on, not just on the show floor here. There's loads of training, free and paid for. There's loads of seminars and places. I have to say that Spill the Ink thing Colin was talking about, that doesn't cost anything, and that's a really powerful way of getting people networking with each other, understanding specific issues. Have this, they have it's probably about 25 people they call the All-Stars. Colin wasn't wearing his shirt they made him wear before, which really suited him, I have to say. And these guys go around just sort of facilitating these conversations, being ambassadors for the show. And that's quite a nice touch as well, because people feel that, these are sort of the big personalities that kind of hold everything together and get everybody getting excited about stuff. So there's plenty of ideas to have.
Sounds very American. I don't know how British people would get behind that. The idea of like the all stars. The All Stars is quite a
yeah, man.
A bit gimmicky, isn't it? I don't know if we'd be able to get behind that at the NEC.
Well, you definitely would. You've got to go with it, haven't you? There's one point they got them all together and they had to sing some kind of song, which was great.
Was there anything that you feel that's been unveiled that, I mean, we were in FESPA in Berlin together. While we were there, Swiss Q unveiled their latest tech with the chameleon print and all of the various different effects that you can put into the print. Is there anything that's on a scale to that, you believe?
Yeah, I think, I'm still standing by the I think the Canon is that's probably the big announcement of the show. I don't know if you can see it.
That's the standout one.
That's the standout, I think.
Right, okay.
Possibly HP as well, but I think that's the main thing. Swiss Q Print don't do new announcements very often, so they are obviously launching that range here at this show. This is what I was saying. But the US is, as far as the US is concerned, until it's been announced in the US, it hasn't been announced. So even though these machines aren't new to us, they're very much new to this market. They're getting plenty of attention. I have to say, I'm just walking up to the Durst stand. Go backwards to see. I know. Yeah, I mean, these are real big old beasts on this stand. But again, see, these were, obviously it was Drupa last year. A lot of these manufacturers now they're not that many American manufacturers, so they tend to have already been announced somewhere in Europe or Japan before they end up here. So I don't think they mind here. As far as they're concerned, this is it. This is the first time anyone anywhere has seen them.
About the footfall, Jack, would you say attendees of the show are proper commercial print business owners, or do you think they're set up in their sheds or doing smaller run work, or have you got a real mix between the TikTok shop sellers and the established businesses?
It's absolutely a mix. I would say probably half the visitors here are, as you say, fairly small, working out of their sheds, and then up from there. I mean, because they're Alliance members, if you come to the show, that kind of covers the cost of your membership, so it becomes worthwhile coming just for that. And they've got, thousands and thousands of members. Yeah, quite nice. I've stopped and spoken to a few, but those guys we spoke to before, Megan and Morris. I mean, that's very typical of the type of visitors we have here.
In the UK, there seems to be, well, I know that there's a proper community. Maybe it's because it's a quarter the size of America market, but is there a sense of community and camaraderie and collaboration in America as well as what we see in the UK?
Yeah, I would say it's a good question. It's hard to, I think when you're in this sort of media bubble and you do because you get to, you're with all the Printing United people, and they're very good at promoting Printing United. I mean, they interview well, they know what they're saying, they're really positive about what they're doing, and that's kind of infectious around people like me that are kind of involved in that part.
And what are the attendees like? Is it mainly say locals, Americans, or is it a big diverse mix of people around the world?
I've not really seen many Europeans other than there's been a few on the stands from the European companies. So it's very, very US centric with a percentage from South America. That seems to be the main focus here. Very, very little, very few Europeans, just us Brits and New England.
Nice.
It's interesting what Karis was saying about walking around with the groups of students and being almost like the mentor for taking those students around the show. We had Elizabeth do that at the print show and the sign show this year, and the reception to that group of kids was absolutely amazing. But the difference is, Karis was saying they were like college students. We had school students.
Yeah.
So it'd be good if we can adopt that further and bring that more to every day of the show rather than just one day of the show. I'm not trying to put pressure on Elizabeth, but at the same time, it'd be good if there was more people doing having that driver.
Well, I think you need both, don't you? You need to get to the school children to get a little bit of excitement for the industry going. But then by the time you get to college, or university, then you should be getting more focused on the industry you want to be in. But there should be better courses at these universities for kids to do to get them into the industry. I think from what Karis was saying, these kids have come from all over the country to come here. It's quite an investment for them. I think Epsom,
Absolutely.
They have a relationship with Nottingham University in their new setup. I think they've got another event coming up soon where they invite students over to really get under the hood of the printers too. But Matt, the thing you do with KGK, their young people thing, that's specific on university students.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like visual merchandising course for University of Hertfordshire, I think, the Ware campus. And yeah, it's working on a live brief for one of their clients. They design the window displays and the window graphics, which is then the winner then gets rolled out across the country, which is phenomenal. And they get a work kind of scheme job for, I think it's 6 weeks, and then obviously if they're any good and they love it, then there's a permanent opportunity at the end of it for them as well. So it's a really good way to get the industry into those people that are associated in those studies. But I think there's a massive, it's all well and good doing the colleges, schools, universities and things like that. But I think there's a load of talent that's overlooked in terms of what we would probably class as second jobbers. So people that are an account manager for, I don't know, total jobs, for argument's sake, where they're doing the same job as an account manager, but they don't know the industry, who are still on the upwards curve of their career, and they can hit the ground running in terms of that facilitation, taking a client brief and pushing it through internal and all that type of stuff. And then organizations just have to teach them the industry. Andy, you got Marco, who is exactly that, right? Like, he's a natural salesperson, but didn't know the first thing about print at all.
Yeah, and that's down to the companies just to teach those skills, how printer prints and what ink goes on which paper and where you would use it and all the applications. So yeah, we can teach that. That's the easy part. Sometimes it's harder with the sales skills and the organization and admin, all those kind of things. But yeah, it's telling someone how the printer works and why you'd use Acris over UV ink and all those kind of things, that's easy really. That's a couple of months of training.
But you just get like that fresh impetus, that new life, like lease of life for someone coming into the industry that's already done the job, but in a different industry. And so I think there's a load of talent that's transferable that gets overlooked massively.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the success of people like KD as well at print.com. I mean, she's just been nominated for Young Leader of the Year award for the IPIA. She's absolutely flying. She posted a really personal post this morning about how she was struggling with anxiety and wasn't sure about, how she was going to go forward. And she knocked on Fiona Robinson's door, and Fiona gave her a chance. She's absolutely flying. You saw her at the print show, just absolutely bouncing, just almost flying without wings, without wanting to quote a terrible song. She's doing really, really well. And people like that, I mean, she was already in print, but she lost her opportunity in print, if you like, and that gave her a real strike down. And I think that's where we lose a lot of people as well. We lose a lot of good people because they're struck down just as they're about to step into second gear and get going. And they're struck down because of whatever reason, whether it's financials or whatever. I think we just need to be wary about holding on to those great people that are in this industry as well. I mean, I left.
The emphasis is on the the industry itself to look after young people in that sense and give them the opportunity to succeed, not to fail.
Yeah, help them on their way up. But then that can come from outside assistance as well, with educational programs or apprenticeships or apprenticeship providers. We need to be engaging more of these people. Yes, the BPIF have got a number of apprenticeship providers, and they've got BPIF training, which essentially is an arm of the BPIF in a way that it's structured to offer these apprenticeships and this training. But we need more of those providers as well to offer a good selection across the board. And it gives people those opportunities to grow within their role and to not hit glass ceilings constantly.
And I think there's a huge impetus on everybody in the industry as well to, if someone is thinking about leaving because they've not had the best experience with one particular business or something like that, then it's not unified across the industry. It's just bad luck that you've fallen into the wrong environment or something like that. So as a recruiter, it's my job to try and explain that not every employer is the same, and try and keep them in.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Nate.
How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Are we just recording live or are people watching live? Okay, I'm going to have to shoot, but good to see you all.
Technology.
LinkedIn said no.
Oh,
David and Johnny.
Hey guys, yeah, it's been pretty great. I've got a really sore throat though, and it's not just because of the drinking, so it's because of the AC. Yeah, not that either.
Seeing people smoking cigars in this hotel. We weren't smoking cigars, but other people were.
Tim on the personal announcer. Tell him to shut up.
How does the show compare to the UK and Euro shows, in their opinion?
I mean, there is a certain UK show that is better than any other in the world, to be honest. But,
I should have asked Nate that.
Yeah, but it's massive, you know, it's really huge, and the exciting thing is actually seeing the same kind of, you know, feedback about there being a lot of excitement in the industry and about things growing.
And with Paul Dowers, you're CEO of Printing United Alliance, I believe.
That is correct, yeah.
How has the show gone for you?
Been fantastic. I mean, there's no other word for it. Everybody's happy. It makes me happy when everybody's happy. When they're not happy, I'm not happy. But everybody seems to be elated to be here. It's the most exhibitors, the largest footprint of floor space, and the most attendees we've ever had. So we've broken all of our records.
What are the trends we're seeing in the print industry at the moment?
Well, of course, AI.
Yeah.
So everybody's buzzing about AI, and so I think the good news is that, you know, when printers start to think about this, they start to conceptualize what this means, and they don't really understand it. Nobody really does what it can do for you, that kind of thing. But the good thing here at the show is we've got a lot of vendors who are already incorporating AI into their solutions. So you don't have to understand the big picture. You don't have to be AI masters. You don't have to go out and, you know, take multiple courses. You need to have a conception of it. But the solutions providers are going to kind of walk you through how AI has been built into their solutions, how this is going to help you be better as a printer. And so even if you gaze over here, this is right next to the AI pavilion, and it's standing room only. Everything we do in this, you know, session after session after session. So AI is certainly a huge part of
Good stuff. Generally, what sort of companies are here?
So in terms of the attendees
Yeah.
themselves, so we have apparel decorators, functional printers, you know, what we call industrial or functional printers, commercial printers, label and packaging, wide format signage. So this truly is under one roof, and every one of those communities this year, we brought more people in from each of those communities than any past year. So really it is, if you're in printing and you're looking at any adjacency next to you, what do I get into next? Whether you maybe do folding cartons and you think maybe labels is next, or I'm in commercial, maybe I want to do wide format signage. Those adjacencies are here to be discovered and plumbed and explored so that you can figure out how to grow your business best. So doing that in one show is the uniqueness of the expo. And so that's really what it is. So that's really, they are from every segment and stripe.
Just seeing that from my experience here, but it is sort of North America, South America.
Yeah.
A few Europeans here, a lot of European manufacturers. How do you work internationally? How's that?
Well, so through folks like you. So we have over 100 media folks from around the world here. And so our focus, you know, we don't have big lists of people outside of this area. So, but our international contingent is growing with each year, principally because we have very good media partners now. We've learned over the last 5 years how to work with media better than we have. We have Amanda,
Amanda's is great at this sort of thing, building those relationships. So that's actually bringing in a lot more people from around the world, and these, of course, exhibitors as well, because this is a huge market. You know, but even for a lot of European manufacturers, this is their biggest market. So it's definitely bringing people over. We have an advantage over some shows because we're every year. You know, and a lot of the bigger shows are only every 3 or 4 years. So that's a little bit of an advantage. They don't have to necessarily wait for 3 years or 2 years for the next cycle of CapEx. So this gives them an opportunity to see something. So that's also bringing.
Now it's the last day. How is he going to relax now the show's about to finish?
So each day of the show, I get a little bit more informal. First day, suit and tie. Second day,
good point. Yeah.
Second day is it's a coat and slacks. Third day is jeans and sport coat. Today it's a polo and jeans. Tomorrow I'm going to be at home in my shorts and my t-shirt on the couch and just taking it all in, just kind of reflecting on how the week went.
Fantastic.
So
Well done.
what I'll do.
Well done on the great show. Thanks a lot. Thanks for it too. I feel like that thing with the BBC or at the Oscars or whatever. Oh, there's somebody more important than you over there, and more famous than you. So you're going to rush over to that. So sorry to take it. That's the big boss of the alliance. Great stuff.
Great scoop that, Jack. Well done.
Have you seen Deborah Korn and Kelly Malotzi out there yet?
Oh, fantastic. Well, I did see Deborah Korn. She looked at me, screamed, stuck these antennas on my head. You know, she was pushing this trolley full of goodies and her radio stuff. Actually, no, she wasn't pushing it. A lady that I thought was Kelly, so I've only met Kelly once, but it wasn't Kelly, it was someone else. Which is a little bit embarrassing. But anyway, yeah, no, she was here and promoting Jam in the Food Room for us, which is very nice. So of course I probably get. So well done. My antennas are. I think I lost one of the things came out, so I only had one antenna. So there you go.
Amazing.
You're forgetting this is live.
Jack, I've got a confession to make. Without you at the helm, it would not actually ended up going live, so we'll have to post it straight away. I don't know why it's not gone, but it's not.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, in that case, shall we? Is there anything else you want to ask, and then I'll go and post it.
Lots of love. Good, mate.
Lots of love. Have a nice day, y'all.